One of the books you mentioned was Jeanette McCurdy's book. Did you notice that
Mhm.
like when you picked a certain book that it had a bigger turnout,
Mhm.
or what made that book specific?
Yeah.
I know it's one of the biggest books that's come out in the last couple years, but was it when you picked the right book,
Yeah.
people showed up, or how do you think about that?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. So it's really cool because every month we'll read a different genre, and it's cool to see who comes out based on the genre that we pick. So like our our summer, we usually do like summer reads and romance, and that has like a super big turnout. January we'll do like self-development books. Everyone loves a self-development book, and thrillers, and so it's cool to see like who comes out based off of what genre that we pick. And sometimes it's also cool to see people that are like, oh, I normally wouldn't read fantasy, but that's the book of the month, so I'm going to challenge myself to read it. So there's definitely different audiences for different genres that we pick that month.
Yeah, was there like a special meeting or moment within the book club where you're like, yeah, something really stuck? Like we're starting to figure out because I know you do so many things. You're working with local and
Yeah.
you're working and building in these communities that's has helped it grow. So like where there's a moment where you're like, okay, we figured out this plan really well, or a meeting
Mm.
that kind of
Mm.
shaped that for you.
Yeah. There is actually one moment that stands out. It was about 2 years ago. We had been invited to host a meeting at Soho House here in Austin. That alone was a big deal. It was the first time a venue had actually reached out to us and asked us to bring book club into their space. And they had planned to promote it on their like own Soho House app, so it was both open to our members and theirs. I remember with our RSVPs, we were like landed at 50 from our side, and I remember showing up the day of the event, going to the front desk and asking like, "Hey, just checking, how many people do we have coming?" And they looked at me and said, "We have about 30 of our members who RSVP too." So now I'm realizing we've got almost 100 people coming to this meeting, and I was like, "Oh, like this is not what I was expecting." So up until then, I hadn't considered the idea of 100 people showing up to talk about a book. And that was when it really hit me that it was no longer just like a fun side thing with friends, that this was a growing community that people actually wanted to be a part of. The event itself went well. And I think what was even cooler is that people that came from the Soho House membership that day are still part of our book club now. So
Cool.
I feel like that was a turning point. And I think from that meeting on, we started to see more and more people not just attend, but stay. So yeah, I remember thinking, oh, I'm like, I have to host all of these people. How are we going to structure it? Like, I think that meeting, we just put a bunch of chairs in a circle, because we hadn't like figured out the breaking off
Yeah.
into groups. But yeah, it was a fun one.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you head over to www.bookupapp.com to download our app so you can connect with your favorite bookish content creators, start conversations, and start your own book club.